know why I called you? It feels like I have something to say, but I can't put my finger on it, on what I need to say. I can't get in touch with what I have to say, my feelings and emotions. I called Lee that her mailbox is full, so she's good to talk to. I'm not going to clear her out, but I've had on and off. I have problems with low self-esteem all my life. When I was 2 years old, my two older sisters were in school. I was just home alone with my mother. My father was at work. It was summertime. And I went outside and I was walking around the outside of the house. These are my first recollections of life. I was by the window of my bedroom on the outside and I was crying as I was walking around. I went in the house and my mother said, "What's the matter?" She got all excited. And I said, "There's no one to play with." And I don't know what she did, but that's all I remember. That's my first recollections of life. And unfortunately, I don't know if that's how my life's been all along. Not too much, though. A lot of times I've been alone. And I use the time to study and to do stuff like that. When I got really lonely in Albany at the end, I just put on a jacket and I'd go for a walk. Well, I have been here long enough. Thank you, Matthew. I hope you do well.
End of message and seconds.
Hi, Matthew. It's Uncle George. How are you, kid? Listen, are you having lunch right now on your new job? I don't want to bother you. I'll just leave a message. I just thought I'd call you. You know why, Matthew? Because I feel very alone. And I even read a book about star people. And it said, one thing you don't let somebody do is feel like you're all alone. I really have anybody else to turn to except for you. So I thought I'd call to you. Take care, Matthew.
End of message.
Matthew, it's Uncle George. How's the new job going? Hey, I heard you volunteered for a little bit with Special Olympics. That's like a really good Carmen thing to do, Matthew. You know that. You study Buddhism. Yeah. Did you study any Hinduism? That's kind of what I like the Buddhist because it was so clear, like. And the Hindu, one person described it, the New Age movement years ago, as like cotton candy. I called you. I'm going to tell you this. It's going to go to your head. I don't have many people to call, so I talked to the walls, and people on the unit saying, we don't want to hear you talk anymore. So I'm trying to find someone to talk to. They don't want me talking to myself no more. So, take care, Matthew. Feliz Navidad. Hey, Matthew, it's Uncle George again. You were talking about cows having to be pregnant to produce milk. Do you think that's the way God intended it, to provide milk for people? There's alternatives now, like almond milk and rice milk and soy milk. You can have your choice. Maybe cow's milk isn't that good. But in India, we call cow's milk the Rig Veda, the essence of life. And in the Bible, it says, things that God has given to man, all things of this earth to eat, stuff like that. I'm paraphrasing. So, PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, are against fishing. catching fish and cooking them and eating them. Didn't Jesus eat fish, the Messiah, and loaves of bread? They think they can improve upon what Jesus has set by example. I think, I'm open to diets, but this vegan diet, I think it's nutritionally incomplete. And I don't think it's the way God intended it to be. I might be wrong, but talk with me. Give me a call. We'll talk about it. Hi, Matthew. It's Uncle George. It was good talking to you today. I took offense, though, at Leah not being a good friend of mine. A lot of people who know me and Leah are on the outside looking in. They don't know our relationship. I trust her. I have faith in her. It's just karma I'm living out with Leah. When she was St. Joan of Arc and I was the King of France, she stood alone against her enemies, and I should have been there by her side, but I abandoned her. So, I stand alone against my enemies now. As George, she's Leah, she used to be Joan of Arc, and it looks like abandoned me, but she really hasn't. When she wants to call me, God says, don't call him, it's not my will, she won't call me. If she doesn't feel it intuitively. She's still with me. She goes, George, you're always with me in spirit, and George, I'm never far from you, spirit. She talks to me occasionally on the phone. The longest we've gone is like 6 months without talking on the phone, and we had to communicate telepathically. She's a wonderful girl. She made all the difference in my life. The single most influential person in my entire life is Leah. She brought me back to God, brought me back to the church. Without her, I would have been lost. She saved me, Matthew. She's a good, decent friend. Her loyal to me has been put to the test, and she came through. She saved me. She saved my life from death. I'm not being melodramatic. That's the truth. She's proven herself. So, a lot of people think she don't care about me. She does. We have a funny sort of relationship. I stand alone, or do I? I have St. Matthew, my guardian angel, and Leah is never far from me in spirit. So, she really hasn't abandoned me. It just appears that way. They say if she cared about him, she'd call him. She doesn't feel it intuitively.